I took that one out and replaced it with one from the radio. It was the same rating, a 10 amp fuse. So I figured the radio wasn't as essential as turn signals and windshield wipers.
Right.
So, and those all seem to work. Cured it, and the fuse hasn't blown again.
Right.
So
probably what we need to do is go to a Napa or find some store around here tomorrow.
Just get another fuse
and
for the radio.
Get a new fuse for the radio so then I can listen to something the rest of the trip.
And hopefully no more blown fuses.
Right, hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe you can buy a couple extras in case.
Yeah, but
they're
if
not
the
that
fuse
expensive.
blows again, then there's something else wrong.
Right. Well, hopefully there's nothing else wrong. But anyway, so as a result of that, just so y'all know, we figure at the very earliest we might end up in Tennessee on Thursday. At this rate, I'm going to guess Friday because we're going to try to cut down our traveling time and make it, instead of 6 hours or 7 hours of travel, maybe 4 to 5, which would make sure that then we actually have time in the morning. We're not so rushed to get out, and then hopefully we have enough time to drive, maybe 4 hours, 4 to 5 tops, so that we can get in before it gets dark, because until I am acclimated in a new area, my anxiety is just going to go through the roof. And I'm just going to be paranoid that I'm going to kill myself, let alone my dog and my cat that, by the way, are doing well. And that's one thing I have to honestly say. Me and Randall were just so thankful, is that Luke, Liberty, Gideon, and Grover, we've had zero problem with them. None of them have thrown up. None of them have thrown a fit in the car. Gideon meowed twice so far since Saturday. He's only meowed twice in the car. Grover is, obviously Grover is he hates having me out of his sight. So if I go to the bathroom, he cries and barks and whines and stuff. Where is he, by the way? Grover, where are you at, mister? Oh, there he is. Come here, Bubba. Come on over here. What a nut. What a snot. Alright, I have to tell you guys what we just saw. Randall's laughing too. Okay, so the room we ended up in, instead of a room with a big king-size bed, which is what we were going to get, because the hotel we're in, they wanted to give us an upstairs room, but there's no way with our dog that's going to happen. Our old dog's not going to make the stairs. They don't have elevators. Hello, what's with that? Anyway, so we're in a room now with two beds, two full-size beds. And so I'm on one bed right now, and I'm like, where's Grover? I look over, he's on the other bed, snuggled between 3 pillows. He had one pillow. It was like he was snuggled in between the pillows. And then I said, Grover, and then the one pillow fell, and there he was. That's why it was so funny. It was cute. Anyway, so everybody's been doing good. So, and I have been feeling calmer as I drive. So thank you all again for praying for me. Because look, you know what? I'm the first person to admit that I'm a big chicken when it comes to stuff like this. You're listening to me. I'm a woman who works at home, stays at home, and in the last year drove 500 miles. Okay? So, all right? Just that gives you an idea of how much I drive. Or did drive. In the last year, 500 miles. I mean, that's not a lot. That's like a mile here, a half mile there. And this trip so far, we have traveled, since Saturday, we've gone, about 300 miles today. Well, I think about 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've gone about 1,000 miles in 3 days. So we only got 1,000 more to go. Oh no, only 1,000 more to go. And honestly, most of this trip has been, it's just, yeah. So Tammy, you're saying get ready for more flatland through there, or some mountains in Oklahoma. Well, that's okay. I can deal with that. I just don't want to have to deal with any more snow, if possible, because that
So you're on Blog Talk?
No, I'm on Spreaker.
Okay.
Blog Talk would,
Right.
I could just go live on Spreaker. Blog Talk's telling me, nah, you gotta book this. But anyway, so, what else was I gonna say? Yeah. By the way, on Spreaker, I only have 30 minutes, just so you know, so this will end in 10 minutes. But, so basically, just think about that. So we're talking 500 miles in a year, all right, compared to 1,000 miles in 3 days. That's why I called it immersion therapy, and yours truly is having a heart attack, okay? Just so you know. But you know what? It's a good thing. And, you know, as I'm sitting there in my car today, I'm praying, and I'm like, Lord, you got to tell me. You got to show me. What is this whole process about? Just show me. So far, I've got nothing, just so you know. There's nothing out there. But before I forget, finally, Blog Talk let me see what my shows are. So let me tell you what's coming up next week, or this week on the show. I'm going to delete that episode because I just set it up and I'm not going to do it. But tomorrow, we're replaying The Truth About What Happens Inside the Mormon Temple with Karma Naylor. If you've never heard this show, it's a great one. She's excellent. She's a former Mormon. So we're going to be playing her. Also, tomorrow we're re-airing the show we did with Bill Salas called Revelation Road on his book. First time Bill was on our show. And then on Wednesday, Tony Birdsong, who's a new friend of mine. Love that lady. We're playing 2 hours of 2 interviews we did with her in the past. One on helping Christians evangelize online and evangelism in Christian living. She wrote the book with Tammy Heim called Sticky Jesus. She's really passionate and really fun. So if you miss those shows, you're going to like those ones. And then on Thursday, we have set Gary Frazier, you know, the prophecy expert Gary. He's talking about, are we the last generation? I interviewed him a while back, earlier this year. And then also on Thursday, we're going to be talking about, I'm re-airing the interview I did with, what's her name? What is her name? I can't think of her name, but it's a therapist, and I forgot her name. I don't even think I wrote it in the description. But anyway, it was on the heart of female same-sex attraction, and she treats lesbians and has for over 20 years. Really good show. Very clinical in terms of it helps you understand how somebody develops same-sex attraction feelings, and she's very compassionate. Do you remember her name? The therapist that we interviewed?
No.
Yeah, I'm just having a brain freeze. I haven't eaten much today. We're actually waiting for our food to show up. People recommended us going to a certain restaurant, but you know what? Even though I'm only about five or 6 minutes away from that restaurant, there's no way we can go because we have 4 animals and we cannot leave Grover here by himself. It just can't happen. Plus, they told us in this hotel we can't leave the animals alone. So that's kind of a bummer. The other bummer about being here in Texas is that we know so many people here in Texas. I mean, if me and Randall were to ever do an on-the-wall radio or active Christian media conference, Texas would be one of the places that I would consider doing it because I know so many people here. I could give you a ton of people, a list of people that I know from Texas, but unfortunately, we're not going to... In fact, one of my closest friends is here in Texas, but she's down in a different area. So, anyway, the bottom line is that we're not going to be able to try out that restaurant, and we'll figure out where we're going to be, because we got to figure out our time driving and, you know, make it to where I don't have to drive in the dark. So, anyway, so keep praying. We've had some interesting conversations with some people, made some comments about the Bible. We gave out a Gideon Bible earlier today at the store. In fact, down here at the hotel we're at, I said to the girl in front of this Japanese guy that was standing there, I said, hey, I said, I noticed you have Gideon Bibles here in your hotel. And she looked at me with this concerned look. And I said, hey, I just want to say thank you for that. You know what? My husband's a Gideon, and I think it's very cool when I see a Bible in a hotel room. I think it's awesome, and you guys should keep it up. In fact, and she's like, oh, okay, no problem. In our last hotel, there was a Book of Mormon, and I wrote a note. I put a piece of paper in it that said, what did I write on it? I said something like, don't read this book. It's not the real gospel of Jesus Christ. Just read the Bible. The Bible's all you need, and I left that inside the Book of Mormon. Isn't that mean of me? No offense if you're I know. But I have good friends who are Mormons, and so, obviously they know I don't agree with the Book of Mormon, which is why we had tomorrow's show on again, so you can listen to that. But and there's our food. Which, incidentally, they didn't ask us we were going to pay for it. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, so with that said, everybody, thanks for tuning in for this live show. And we'll talk to you again soon right here tomorrow. God bless and thanks for praying. Okay, bye-bye.